Hi, and welcome to the Business Things podcast. My name's Stelios and today I'm talking to the founder of the batter company, Stelios Theocharous. Stelios talks about the challenges facing the fish and chip shop industry and what it takes to succeed in the trade. What's your top 3 fish of all time?
Top 3 fish? Unfortunately, it might not even be cod or haddock. I think it's going to be something like squid, octopus, and red mullet, I think. Sorry.
And could you just start off by just telling us a bit about what you do and your background?
I was brought up in the industry, Greek Cypriot family, been doing fish and chips for about 11 years. Took the fish and chip shops up to like an award-winning status and really enjoyed that. And then started writing for trade magazines, and then we started the batter company.
What was the inspiration behind the batter company?
It started a few years ago when we were looking for a batter mix that didn't have nasty ingredients like colourings, artificial ingredients, flavourings, and then GM ingredients. Everywhere we went, there was just nothing like it. And we started developing our own batter mix with a small flour mill. It was small volume, very small volume, just for us. And then friends in the industry started liking it. They liked the fact that it was natural. And then we just started selling a little bit there. It grew as they started telling their friends, and then it just entered the business sort of on its own.
And what would you say the biggest challenges are in the fish and chip shop trade now, and how can they be overcome?
I think because of the recession, the global recession, a lot of people have come out of different industries and different sectors. And they're now coming into the fish and chip shop industry thinking it's very easy, they can make cash money. They underestimate the task at hand, and then the minute they're in there, they realise it's not that easy. They drop their prices, and it deflates the quality of the industry. And I think that's probably the biggest challenge that's going to be around for the next few years, to be honest.
What's the best fish and chips you've ever had, would you say? What shop and where?
The best fish and chips I've ever had, I would say it has to be, so far, it's White Pass Chippy in Barnsley, purely because of all the dedication the guy puts into his food.
So how much harder is it, would you say, running a fish and chip shop now than, say, 15, 20 years ago?
A lot harder. Although I wouldn't remember what it was like 20 years ago, I talked to people that were there 20 years ago, and I think to a degree, any person could open a fish shop 20 years ago, providing the food was okay. People would flock, the money was there. There's a lot more competition now, not from other fish and chip shops. There's Chinese food, there's Indian food, there's Subways, there's everything. And I think in today's industry, there's a lot of red tape from the councils, the EHOs, and it means that you don't have to just cook good food anymore. It means you have to be very good at what you do. It means you've got to take on board positive PR, marketing, branding. You've got to be a business person overall. And I don't think a lot of people are cut out for that. And I think they have to be. There's no choice in today's world.
Expanding on that, what kind of attributes and characteristics does a fish and chip shop owner need to succeed, would you say?
I think you need patience. I think you've got to be willing to invest, because any shop that somebody buys now is going to need a lot of investment. You've got to have an eye for quality. You've got to be interested in training and initially learning everything yourself and then training others. You've got to accept that you can't do everything yourself because it's just impossible. And I think branding, PR, marketing, you've got to have a basic understanding of all of these and exploit everything you've got to make those work in your favour, really.
For your business, what are your future plans for the batter company?
What we'd like to do is make ourselves known as making natural alternatives to mainstream batter mixes. We're always developing new products. We're looking at different marketplaces that people that you want to start using batter mix. Fish and chip, it's a unique product. Everybody wants to do it. Everybody. You've got pubs now doing it, restaurants now doing it. You can get fish and chips from theme parks now. So, there's plenty of scope for where fish and chips can go. Hence why we want to be there making natural batter mixes.